Hey, this is Bucket Bacon Trees, and I'm doing a retro review today for the Behringer XENYX 1202FX. I got this thing a few years ago. I forgot, I think it was like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. The reason I got this is because I wanted to get the Mackie 1202 because I've always relied on that, and I didn't really own a small mixer for years, and so I've been renting the Mackie 1202. But for air travel, it was too big to put in the carry-on, added too much weight, and then I also wanted something way more compact so I could bring a bunch of gear and a bunch of small packages when I arrive on site, because I do a lot of mobile work. You know, I could fly out of town, or I could do like a film and video gig, or like an audio-visual tech gig in town, or even a small live sound gig where I don't need too many XLR inputs. I mean, it's only got 4 XLR inputs, but that's all you need. And you can always attach a submixer, which is what I did in my last gig in New York. I attached the Mackie 8-channel submixer with all my wireless going into this thing, and it worked fine. So I've had it for a few years. I've never had a problem with it. It's been integrated into quite a few different sound systems with no problem whatsoever. It does have rotary knobs instead of faders, which is fine. You know, I don't mind that at all. You get used to it. It's a little compact, so you get used to where things are in different channels. You've got your groups here and stuff like that. It's only got pre's, or gain, or input sensitivity on the XLR channels, so when I use my wireless mics, the Sennheiser SW35s, they have a level control, or 2 level controls in the system, and I just turn those up and I put them in the 1/4-inch inputs, so I don't have preamps. So if you need more preamps, you might want to get a bigger board, but again, you can always use a submixer, so you can have 2 small mixers doing the same job as a larger mixer. It's not that heavy. Some people argue, well, the power supply is heavy. Yeah, but the power supply is separate, and it's you know, got that 4-pin, and it's not easily replaceable. I understand that. So there's no power supply built in. You have to have the external power supply. Just protect it. You can separate it if you're traveling, and you know, that's the thing with a bigger mixer. You can't cut it in half. Well, in this, you can just take apart the power supply from this thing and pack it independently. So as far as like durability, I just take care of it. I highly recommend this. It's a good little mixer, and I have not yet had a problem. And the price point, American, is like $100 around that mark. And Canadian, well, it's like 40% more for whatever reason. Our dollar's not doing well right now. But I bought it for $120 or something like that at the time, so it was a few years ago. So the price went up a bit, but it's still worth it. Trust me, it's worth it. It has not failed me yet. Assuming they make it by the same standards today, then I highly recommend it. So the XENYX, Behringer XENYX 1202FX. By the way, I haven't really used the effects that much. I tried them out a couple times, but I didn't need to use the effects. If you like the effects, it's got digital delays and reverbs and stuff like that, which actually sound very high quality. And I do run auxiliary out sometimes to do recordings if I'm doing like a boom gig and I got my shotgun mic going in here, or wireless mics going into my mixer. I go out of that into 2 different recording devices through auxiliaries or master outs. The master out is only 1/4-inch. So what I normally do is I run the 1/4-inch to XLR connector, female, and I make it into male with my turnaround out of my breakout kit. Again with the breakout kit. And take a good look at that. That's the 1/4-inch, or sorry, the XLR turnaround. Male to male turnaround XLR. So then I patch into a mic level, because it's not mic level. You got to have the turn it into mic level to work properly, which is no big deal. You buy a connector, or for a $26 DI box is what I use sometimes. So I go 1/4-inch out to DI, turn it into mic level, feed it into a camera, feed it into a PA system, or if a PA system happens to have a 1/4-inch input and it's not too far away, like 20, maybe 30 feet, then I'll use an unbalanced cable for that. But otherwise, highly recommended. Great little piece of gear. Can travel with it. That's all I have to say. I give it a 5 out of 5.